everyone, you're watching Jana FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. But first of all, let me introduce the sponsor of this video, simplefx.com, which offers Forex and cryptocurrency CFDs trading. You can see this site right now on my screen, and the links to simplefx.com you can find in the description under this video. Okay, and we are starting with euro dollar as usual. So let's have a look at a little bit smaller chart, 1 hour chart, what happened. And we were last week around this area, and here you can see we had a small little consolidation, and finally euro broke this level and went down more. Again, this is the consolidation and way down. So just showing you these areas where you could have possible places for entry points, placing the orders. As you can see, everything happened pretty much level by level, just as expected. And on a bigger chart now, so you can see with clear picture what happened. We broke and stopped again at another possible level. You can see there's two, which I've actually mentioned and pointed out before. Right now, so you see, technically looking, we are more into the head and shoulders pattern. So this kind of looking like a final creation of the head. Okay, so because you see we broke this level of the uptrend, and we did reach the top of the shoulder. Okay, previous shoulder. And of course, because it was quite a big move down, the market just jumped out from this level. Okay, so it jumped up a little bit. So of course now, because of this drop, I would expect of a possible correction, but there will be lots of news this week, especially for American dollar. Also, there will be like non-farm and FOMC. So of course, if there will be good news for dollar, then I would see euro dollar going down, okay, and creating let's say finishing the head and possibly giving the shoulder. Well, not in the same week, of course, expecting like now, if it will break this level, this area, then I would expect it more giving the proper head, shoulder, and then possibly continue as a head and shoulders. Okay, so let's go on a bigger chart. You can see here, okay, so it will break that down, possibly go back and continue the way down, so as a head and shoulders. Okay, so this is all depends on the news again, right? So it will be not very good news for euro, very good news for dollar. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next thing, we're still, you see it's a weekly chart, so no bigger picture again. Even though we broke it, right, it still looks like we might be in a flag, okay, because you see here we only have just a wing, and the body of the candle still sits up there. Okay, so I wouldn't ignore this, that it could turn around still and stay in this flag area again. I'm pretty much sure it's going to depend on how the market is going to accept the news. So this is all the technically looking, and so how I will be looking at the entry points, just like you saw again, all level by level. So what I'm going to look at here, of course, the best would be just for me to see any consolidation around this level. Okay, so any consolidation in here. Again, in Russia, we are going to have a lot of holidays this week. So for me, like I'm saying, I'm not trading every single day. So probably will be just few trades. I will be concentrating on the news, how the market is going to prepare before the news events. Okay, so I'm trying to place the orders, pending orders before the news happens. Okay, so the best, like I'm saying, would be something around this area. But it might be going to be chaotic and messy week because of the news. If there is anything good, like again I'm saying, then I will go for placing the orders, okay, sell orders and buy orders, because like I'm saying, expecting various news, right? So can't really say it's going to be good news or bad news, because you never know. So we'll be placing new orders, okay, so buy orders and sell orders again, because you never know. Like I'm saying, we still didn't come out from, let's say, a flag, okay, even though it's more looking towards head and shoulders. So and at the same time, well, after this maybe it will be having a little bit of correction, okay, so maybe it will go to this level again, and then of course if it will go there, then I would wait for any consolidation around here. I mean, it could be a little bit wide again, you never know. So something around this area. Okay, so I'm just trying to draw it right here. So you see, while we're still around here, I'm going to use exactly the same levels. It is nothing new. So like I said again, the first I will be looking around this area if it will consolidate around here. Of course, if it will actually will go below this little level, okay, of the flag, that would be more towards that. It probably will be creating head and shoulders. But if it will go up a little bit, then well, maybe it would be more towards that. Possibly it could be a flag. But like I'm saying again, once again, if the news are going to be very good for dollar, then it could be just a bit of the correction possibly before the fall of the euro dollar again. Okay, if the news, when the news will come out. So that's again, consolidation around maybe this level, okay, or going back to this area. So any of those levels, I'm going to use everything as I use before. If it will go up, so all the levels are staying the same. So of course, if it will go down, okay, so the next target will be this level, but before that, anywhere in the middle, you see we have a little bottom here. So this is what we'll be looking at. If it will drop, to see we'll go to this area, and then maybe some consolidation, maybe a little bit correction, and then looking to place the orders and possibly continue the way to the target area. Okay, let's say this is our shoulder, one of the shoulder areas. Okay, so this is going to be euro dollar. So now going to pound dollar. Also, well, let's go on a smaller chart so you can see where would have been an entry points. Okay, so this is the where we stopped, and again you see all around the same levels as I pointed out earlier. Okay, so the market consolidated here and they gave really nice big channel, very long channel, and then we had some news and the market dropped. Okay, so that's it. That was really good a trade for pound dollar. And now we are, you see it's a little bit slowing down, consolidating, and where it stopped exactly at our levels. Okay, so now let's go on a bigger chart, because again all the levels are staying. Okay, all of these top levels are staying, and now I'm waiting for any consolidation again around this area. So if it's going to be very small and tiny channel, and I'm looking again, of course, after, like I'm saying, such a big drop, I would expect a possible correction. Okay, so it could be some correction, but like I'm saying, it's after such big movements, the market either have a correction, consolidating, or continue the way down. Okay, but I mean, after consolidation, again, it can go up again for correction or just continue the downtrend. So like I was pointing out, this is the neck area of, well, kind of neck of the double top. Okay, remember we were talking about, so expecting wherever was double top, we were thinking maybe it would be triangle. So right now it's more towards a double top, just as previously when the first top created. Remember I was telling you that the double top was more likely for me to looking at technically, but I mean, we didn't break it yet, so that's why we can't say exactly, I can't say exactly it's a double top, because we didn't break it. If we will break this level and go down, then I would expect it as a double top, and target would be the next level. Again, like I'm saying, not straight away. Okay, so like I'm saying, any consolidation, and we'll go down anywhere in the middle, possible maybe like a little bit of correction, a little bit consolidation, and then looking at placing orders again and go to the target area. Okay, and if we'll go down, so this is what I will be looking at, like telling you about where I will be looking at placing the trades, placing the orders. Okay, so if it will have some like big movements, then I probably will be just looking at this big channel, except it's really wide. But if it will, like here I'm saying, it will not consolidate but just jump to this one or maybe go down, so then I will be looking at that area and placing the orders again, sell, and possible painting orders buy again before the news events. Okay, so because it's a huge drop and we didn't have any correction. Okay, so you see it's not even small correction, so of course I would expect a little bit of correction, but like I'm saying, you never know, because there's so many news are going to happen this week. It might just continue without correction, and then just after the wave of the news will finish, then we'll start a correction. Okay, so well, that's how I would see it. So like I'm saying, if there is ain't gonna be any correction here, if it will go down, then like I'm saying, maybe in the middle somewhere it might start correction like this, or maybe go all the way and then start a correction. Okay, so this is what I will be expecting, this is what I will be looking at. But right now, like I'm saying, we did not break this. Okay, so looking at the double top, but as we didn't break it, and who knows what the news will bring, if it will go up, then I would possibly looking at maybe creating a little bit of the third top. Okay, so it's, this one is still slightly higher. Well, maybe it will be like a triple top. Okay, triple top. Okay, so it could possibly be, but right now we're right here, and this, if it will go up, and if it will break up, and then we'll be using all these levels once again to see where it's going to consolidate, and then I will be looking at placing the orders just as usual. Okay, so if it will go up, all the levels, if it will go down, something between them. Okay, so this is pound dollar, not that hard, very easy. So okay, dollar yen, didn't have anything this week, nothing for me really. So let's go on a smaller chart. Let's see just the 1 hour. So we were here previous week. You see it just started to move straight away on Monday. I mean, okay, it's broke the one of the levels here, but I didn't go for it anyway. So it went up and started to, well, you can see it started to have a bit of consolidation here, so I didn't see anywhere for me to get into the any trade. So it started with consolidation, but that I would have been looking at as a channel, okay, a horizontal channel. So I started to break already on Friday. Okay, so this didn't break it much. So I would be looking at this area. Maybe with the open in the market, it will come back in here. If it will come back to this area again without like these jumps or anything, so then I will be looking at placing the orders using that channel. Okay, so buy possibly again right before the news to see if there are news. I mean, like I'm saying, maybe from here it will just drop, just preparing for a move for in dollar favor. So before that it might drop first, and maybe it will consolidate somewhere around here, and then there is news, maybe it will go up again, or maybe it will go down. So that's what I'm saying. This the first area I will be looking at. If it will go without staying in this area, then I will be looking, okay, next area. So next area going down, and next area if it will go up. Okay, so in any consolidation again, this level and this place, and of course either way it can go up or it can drop. So let's just look at the bigger picture. You can see on the daily chart would be better. You see again we had that big drop. Remember I was telling you I would expect a correction at any time, so it started to correction here, and now as that went up quite a lot, we had a little bit of correction in this area, and then it went up quite a lot without any correction. Of course I would expect maybe a bit of correction, and you see I have these levels I pointed out because we did have a bit of the candles, right? Okay, lots of candles around this area, so that's why here it might just go a little bit down and might be stopped by this, okay, or maybe go down and will be stopped by this. So that's what I'm saying. I'll be using any of these levels if it will go down. Okay, so if it will go down, waiting for any slowing down corrections, and if it will go up, this would be the next level, and then of course if it will break it and go to the next, that would be next target. But something in the middle is definitely something in the middle. Any nice channels I will be looking at to place the orders. Okay, so but well, at this moment now it's more looking like a very big head. Possibly this could be shoulder, and this possibly could be also, like I'm saying, might go up and then go down, create a shoulder too, right? So I can't see anything between this, and then it might continue all the way up, and then it's looking very, very far away. I mean, it's not going to happen, of course, this week. I wouldn't expect that, but you never know. But just like saying, this is what I see. At least technically for me, like I'm saying, could be a little bit around this area, breaking up, and then wherever, like a little bit off, and then go up here. So this is what I would be looking at dollar yen. Now going to Australian. So we are around this area. So we're, well, just as expected again. This is 4-hour chart. Well, let's just go on a smaller chart and see if it was anything. You see, we had again. You see all the movements this week happened on Monday, and then it was nothing for me here. Just sitting around these levels, okay, which I pointed out before, and expected the market to go here and just sit around here. So as it is right here, I will be looking to buy from this area, okay, because again we had a bit of the drop. We are inside the downtrend channel, and we didn't have, well, let's say correction again, right? So now you can see where we are, and just go on a bigger picture so you can see what to look for. So you see these levels, they're a little bit on the different time frames, they're a little bit lower, a little bit higher, but you see the main picture. So as I'm saying, not exactly exactly area levels, but the area, okay, around the levels, because you see on the different time frames it looks a little bit different. They move a bit. So you see here, of course, technically looking again, as we are in this channel with drops, right? It touched a little bit last time, didn't reach it exactly, but it went down here a little bit, broke it, but stayed in here, well, as expected. So now of course I would expect, just like I was telling you even previous week, I'm expecting it maybe going like this, you know, around this level, consolidate a little bit inside it, and correction a little bit, or of course it can drop. Okay, so it might drop and just without anything, but the first thing would be maybe a little bit of correction inside it, and or maybe higher a little bit, come out from this area. So this is where I will be looking at, of course. So now you see the picture, right? So wherever the news are going to bring, I will see again how nicely it will prepare itself. Right, like I'm saying, now it started to prepare. So you can see all the levels. So now I'm going to a small chart, so I'll be looking a little bit closer to see. So with the open the market, if it ain't gonna happen much, okay, so I will be looking, well, maybe correction, well, sitting a little bit around here between these two levels, but okay, this level, maybe this area. Okay, so placing orders buy possible, or and placing orders sell, but I wouldn't look at maybe this level. Okay, I would maybe look a little bit lower just to see if that can end up as you see, like that, all of this. Okay, maybe that would be a little bit wider channel. Okay, so when it's from here, maybe it will go and break that a little bit going down to this bottom, so I would probably make it quite wide channel. Okay, and from that, placing the sell orders, okay, to the target area here, and buy, possibly do not forget about this one just in case, and possibly go up and higher, and to be like a little bit of correction, which is also looking like, reminding a little bit like a shoulder, right? And this looks like maybe like a head. Okay, so possibly that's why I'm saying it could just break it and then just maybe sit between these two. Okay, so if it will anything, then maybe around this area I would be looking again, like I'm saying, before the news, and technically would be more expecting it to go up, but if the news are good for American dollar, then of course the Australian will drop. Okay, so that will might go down. So all of this around this place, and that's it. So right now it's just staying inside the channel, okay, at this moment inside the channel. So, and if it will go up, so of course if there is anything in the middle, will slow down, we'll see here maybe, and if it will break, it's quite also a distance. Okay, so maybe like between here it's like 80 pips, so anything around here, or if it will sit just between these two levels, you see, between these two levels, which I don't think so, because there will be big news, and I would think it probably will have the movements. But be careful with this news, because, you know, like I'm saying, it could be very messy, and can take in a bad trades or something. So if you don't know how to come out from them afterwards, so just be careful on this news. Just listen what is happening. And we're going to dollar Canadian now, and also let's see on a smaller chart. I had a small trade on it this week. You see, like on Monday again, you see it moved up, okay, and where again to the next level as expected, right? Consolidation, and I had orders in here which I was buying, a small one, so, and come out with small profit. Didn't buy again, would have done again with just few, like 10 pips could have made, but I didn't go for it anymore. So I had just one trade. Like I'm saying, I'm not trading every single day. I just can't physically do it. I'm not at the screen. I have so much stuff going on in Russia, so I can't really trade every good moment. So pretty hard for me here. So you see, if I'm not going to miss anything good, like I'm not saying I missed something, is because I wasn't watching it. Okay, I wasn't there. And this week again, if I will be able to see it, you see I have already this designated area. So I will be looking, if it will stay and consolidate around here, then I will be placing buy and sell orders. Okay, so using this channel. Of course, right now, once again, as it moved quite a bit, didn't have any correction, and of course I would expect maybe it will have a bit of correction or go down, but as the news, I'm reminding you every time, so you just know, yes, I have to remind you, because with the news it's all would look different. You see, if it wouldn't be some huge news, then I would expect a correction, but because news, I can expect maybe it'll have consolidation again, maybe it will jump to the east again and sit around, and then after this correction, of course, it can continue all the way up. Okay, and we also look, it does look like a bit of the head and shoulders, right? Again, this is looking like a shoulder area, and maybe it's like a big head, and this could be a little bit shoulder, and so that's what I'm saying. It might go up and get to this level and finish head and shoulders, maybe a little bit half, because like I'm saying, with all these patterns, it's not always finishes it, okay, all the way, like its previous drop and all the way. No, it could be a little bit low, because you know, if you use FIBA levels, you would see like 78 level would be a little bit lower than the previous top, okay. So just bear in mind this. So that's what I'm saying, any consolidation starting from this area, okay. So if it will jump down, so somewhere in the middle, again, enough area between this level and this level, so something in the middle, placing orders, okay. We'll be placing orders, looking towards it, buy and sell, pending orders. But if it will be a nice channel like I just showed you, okay, just like this one, and of course if it will jump up, then I would prefer it better to be between these two levels, okay. And we'll be looking again, possibly go up, so pending order buy and pending order sell, and of course level by level again. Maybe it will stop here, maybe it will ignore it and would continue the way down. Depends how strong the news is going to be. So, but these are all the levels I'm giving you. This is what I will be looking at this week. Okay, so now we're going to euro pound, and again, let's do this smaller chart so you can see where would have been a possible trade. Okay, so in here, well, like I was telling you, I don't really like these little levels, okay. I prefer the dark levels, this dark blue, because they're a bit stronger. And here, well, I was in a floating trade which went down. Now I'm in floating positive, so I was negative, it was a negative trade, now it's a positive trade. So, and of course with the open market, I will be looking either close it with some profit, or see where the market, how market will go. If it will continue way up, then I will keep my trade. So we will see. But this was possible, like I'm saying, if I wouldn't be in a trade, I wouldn't go for it, but that was the possible entry, right? It created a quite nice channel, and then it dropped, and a little bit here, but for me, I wouldn't go for it, okay. So that was nothing for me personally, so that's why I stayed away. I was waiting for it just to come back at that point, okay, just looking at what was happening. So what's now, so we went up a little bit, down, went up. So again, I'm not going for any trades, just like I'm saying, I will be trying to get out from my trade with profit. Like I'm saying, if maybe it will go down a little bit, I still will be with profit, but if it will continue, then I would expect it possibly maybe continue, of course, as we are in a possible still will sit in the downtrend channel, right? So if we're in a downtrend channel, this is going down, this is correction, right? So expecting a possible correction, and this will be the target. And also it looks like head and shoulders too, not very nice ones, but still looking like head and shoulders. This broken area, that's how I would expect at least to go to this level. Maybe from that it will go down, something like this. So if, for example, you would decide want to go for any trade, like I've been telling you about it for all these weeks, then I would possibly wait for any consolidation around this level, okay. So if it will have some consolidation, then maybe go for it, but it would be very small, like I'm saying, because of this level and this level. As I don't trust these levels very much, as it's small movements, especially with euro and pound will be going about the same direction, and no huge news. Don't forget, of course, the political news. There will be news for euro too, so they pretty much might again be a bit messy around these levels, and slowly maybe continue inside the channel, okay. So maybe it will continue inside the channel, but between these two, that's what I'm saying, that for me, I wouldn't go for it. I would just wait for it to either continue and again go to the main level, okay, again. So well, that's it really with euro pound. I mean, okay, if it will for example, if it will jump, like I'm saying, well, then I would wait for this area. Well, if it will go down, and I would just wait for go back to the main level again, okay. So we'll see. That's what will be for me euro pound. I'm not going to be into it much this week, I think. Okay, so now what's with gold? And as we can see, gold, well, again, this little bit of consolidation, but like you see, usually quite often it was happening during the American session. Well, this week it happened all before the European session, all these small consolidations. But like I was telling you, I need to be really careful and just see. I warned you that Mondays now, quite often the market makes movements, and so this is what could have been the area to go for trade, okay. So I didn't go for it. So I had a small trade here when I was buying, because this was a little bit better channel, and this is where I was buying. But here possibly could use that to have a small sell. But as you can see, all of these levels, again, the market moved from one level to next level again, right between the levels, consolidate around. So all the same levels are working again, worked last week and going to work for me again this week. So going into a daily chart, this is a bit better picture, because here, remember that little level, even though it's very thin, but it's quite important one, and the market this time, you see, is stopped by this level once again. So remember that we are in a bit of a triangle, right? And here you can see there's a bigger picture. So this week, if, like I'm saying, it could be a strong news for American dollar, right? Then what I would, for me, would be better, but I don't think now it has enough time for any consolidation between these two levels would be the best. But it's very wide, and it's a daily chart, so it's not, well, let's go and see the I don't think it's going to happen something like that, because I ain't going to have time to prepare between these two levels. But you see on the bigger picture, still if something around there would have been better, but it would have to be a few days, and then it would be looking more, to possibly buy pending orders and sell. But as we are in the triangle, and I would expect more, well, this is a little bit of correction of the down, this drop, right, a bit of correction, and I would expect it more continue the way down, at least to this level. This is where we are in, this is where would be a triangle, okay? So but it's still been stopped by this level, and still can have a bit of correction going up from here as it jumped. So if there will be a small and nice, okay, now I just want to show you all of these levels, right? This is for the way going up, and the levels for going down. So I'm going to look at a smaller trade. Okay, so looking on a smaller chart, right? You saw the bigger picture, but on the smaller chart again, as that little channel I had, if there will be a little channel here, and I will be placing the orders again, like if there ain't gonna be movements on Monday, and then I will be looking placing the orders for buy, because you have enough distance to this level, and sell enough distance to this, and possibly even going down to the triangle area. And here I would be very attentive around this level, because of course this week it might break it and then continue the way down, and then finally maybe go down to the next target level, okay, and even possibly going down. Gold can make huge movements, so who knows if it will break this level and break this level. I would expect it to go quite down, okay, breaking finally triangle, I would expect, okay. But very important around this area, just it could be some false breakout. I mean, we have these wings, I would expect it would go low, or the wings at least, so that would be possibly another target area, okay, if it will break that level. So you need to be very careful and attentive this week with all the news. And of course, if it will go up from here, then again the same levels, okay, same levels, so all going to be the same, right? Okay, but like I'm saying, all the market expects good news for dollar, right? But you know what happens when everybody expect, okay, it's quite often goes the other way. So but everybody expects it, so I think a lot of people will be expecting it gold dropping, right, because the good news for America. But you never know, that's what I'm saying. I would be still looking, if it will be preparing nice, I will be looking to place pending orders both directions, okay. But if it's not going to prepare nice, if it's not going to give me a nice straight horizontal channel, I'm not going to go for it, okay. So that's, I'm just warning you, do not risk if you are not sure, if it's not looking as good. Okay, so this is just my point. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you want to do, but this is how I see it. Okay, so well, that's all. It's all the same levels. And now we're going to pound yen quickly. It's very simple and easy. I pointed out you that level, and it's created perfect consolidation at designated level. So it's nothing unexpected. You see, this is very beautiful. So if you were following the videos, if you were watching it, you were attentive, you would have get it and would have really nice trade, okay, so really nice sell around the series. You see, you would have not make mistake if you would have placed the order from that level when it started to consolidate around it, just like I was telling you. It's broke a little bit down, and well, you could have do it more horizontal, like I point out here. and this is beautiful, nice trade. So, and now what I would wait, of course, if it's not going to move down straight away, I'll just wait for consolidation around this area. You see, very nice and beautiful area again to go and possibly place the orders. Let's just go on a bigger chart quickly so you can see here, right? Okay, and again, probably will be looking for placing buy and sell orders because it can have a bit of correction, right? Or at the same time, it might consolidate and then just continue the way down. Okay, so it's like I'm saying, can go any way, right? So it went up, down, now a bit of consolidation and can possibly continue the way down, or maybe it'll have a little bit of correction and then turn around. Who knows? But that's the area definitely where I would have been looking at. Okay, so and placing the pending orders from this area again. If it will have not huge move, but where I will move a little bit down, so then I will be looking somewhere in the middle, right, between these two levels. And if it will go up, okay, I mean, again, it might not give horizontal just like it was here. Maybe it will just a little bit consolidate, but just that area, bear in mind. Okay, so maybe a little bit up will give a little bit flag, could be, right? Then a little bit this area, and well, would be more expecting it like going down, but you never know. So like I'm saying, depends how it will prepare itself and what the news will be expected like before it. So, but if it will go, let's say it will consolidate and you will get into the trade and it will be something in the middle. Okay, so then something in the middle, placing the orders again, both directions, up and down. So you see, everything is working exactly pretty much level by level, and creating the channels and consolidating and patterns is still all the same. So that's it, guys, for now. Have a nice and happy trading this week. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and I talk to you next week. Bye, everyone.